everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm making a new clean and simple card using some products from Whiff of Joy. And I'm starting with the standard European A6 card base, and I'm also cutting a piece of blue cardstock slightly smaller than my card base. And I'm not really measuring or anything, I'm just eyeballing it and trying to get it somewhat even. And I'm also cutting a piece of white cardstock even smaller, and I'm using my blue piece here as a guide so I know how much I need to cut off. And since my trimmer really needs to have the cutting blades replaced, it isn't cutting very good at the moment, and I'm using my Tim Holtz sanding block here to smooth out the rough edges. This really works and the edges will look really good. And I'm going to make some ink splatter on my white piece of cardstock, and I'm using my inventory binder here to find the ink that best matches my blue cardstock. And I thought that any of my spray inks would work, but unfortunately they were not the right color. But my weathered wood distress stain seemed to be the perfect match, so I will be using that. Using this distress stain will work just fine, but I first need to get that dabber top off, and I did have some trouble with that. But eventually I got it off with the help of a kitchen knife, and it didn't damage the top in any way, and I could easily put it back again. And I'm just dipping some cheap old paintbrush into the stain here and tapping on it to get the ink splatters on my panel. You don't really have the best control and the splatters can really end up anywhere, but by adjusting the distance from the panel I could at least get some variation in size. And while the white panel is drying, I'm going to use one of the hearts from the Nested Hearts die set from Whiff of Joy. And I'm cutting it out from some light pink cardstock. And I wanted to use a different color since I always seem to make monochromatic cards. And this time I wanted to do something different. And I'm still not sure that was the best decision though. And now it's time for the sentiment. And I'm using the From the Heart sentiment from the General Sayings set, also from Whiff of Joy. And I still haven't mounted these stamps, so I am adhering the stamp to my block with regular adhesive. And I'm stamping this in jet black archival ink. And as usual, I'm going to use my stamp positioner to make sure that I get the sentiment straight. And of course I managed to mess up this time as well by accidentally moving the stamp positioner when I was about to stamp. But it's pretty good anyway, so it's okay. And I'm then going to use this twine from Tim Holtz and wrap that a few times around my heart. I did cut a tiny slit on the side of the heart to get the twine to stay in place. And I also adhered the twine with masking tape on the back. I did have some trouble with getting the twine to stay in place, but in the end I managed to get it where I wanted. And I also cut a glue dot in half and put that behind the knot on the front of the heart. And then I'm putting the pieces together, and I am adhering the white panel to the blue piece by using my Tombow tape runner. And then I'm adhering the heart using foam squares. I accidentally managed to put my hand in some distress stain that I had apparently spilled somewhere, and I got blue ink everywhere. But luckily I for once didn't get it onto the card. And I could just continue to assemble the card, and I am still using the Tombow tape runner. And for some extra interest I'm adding some enamel dots from my mind's eye, and I'm using the 2 shades of pink here. And I'm adding a few to the heart and then also 2 small ones next to my sentiment. I really like to use enamel dots since I think they add a bit of interest and they can be added to almost any card. And as a final touch I'm going to add some shimmer to the card by using my clear Wink of Stella pen. And this pen has a bit of silver glitter in it, and on top of the pink it almost gives it a bit of a pearlescent feel. And that was my card for today. I hope you liked it, and I will be back tomorrow with another card. Thank you for watching.